Jordan Travis led the team in rushing, 569 yards, almost 6 yards per carry, and 7 touchdowns. Now, Mike Norvell does not want to see that. I got to think he does not want to see that again in 2021. He wants a running back to lead the team in rushing. Jayshawn Corbin turned in a pretty nice season at 5 yards per carry and 5 touchdowns. LaDamian Webb's gone. But Lawrence Toafili is, I think, a guy that everybody wants to see with his hands on the football a little bit more.
Yeah, the young baby 9. That's what Carlos Williams calls him, baby 9. He rocks a 9. He's a small cat. Interested to see if Storms and the strength and conditioning staff is able to put a little pounds on him. Maybe he doesn't need it, but I'd like to see a little bit of meat on him to help him stay healthy. That was the thing last year. He'd have some plays, but he'd have to come off to the sideline. If he could stay 100% through a game, through the season, that's a nasty weapon. He's had a good amount of games. I think Miami too is where he really liked to show out. A lot of FSU running backs like to do that against Miami, but still a nasty loss. Let's don't be wrong. But going back to Toafili, he's got a bright future. I think he's an all around the best back in that running back room right now. I don't put him too far away from Jayshawn Corbin though. I thought the way Corbin finished off the season, I think he played great. I think definitely against the Duke game he showed off his skills, but I think the majority of the first half of the season, he was dealing with trying to get back in action, try to get the rust off after his knee injury at Texas A&M. So I'm excited about this running back room. But Toafili by far is a guy that I think has the most talent in that room. And Mike Norvell is able, and Coach Johnson too, but mainly Mike Norvell knows how to work some magic in the running backs. In that position group, and he's sent quite a few into the NFL. He's had some success. I'm interested to see how much we see Toafili this upcoming season.
So you got those two, and if Jordan Travis wins the starting quarterback job, obviously you've got a huge running threat with him. So you got 3 guys touching the ball on the ground. Do you see anybody else factoring into the running back rotation?
We're going to keep an eye. We didn't get to see him a lot this spring. You got DJ Williams, or the Auburn transfer. I want to say, a guy that, not maybe a lot of people are thinking about. During the spring, I was thinking a lot about him, but it's Jayshawn Ward, who just recently got put on scholarship. He was absolutely lighting up the spring scrimmages that we were at. I've heard a lot of things. Even players will tell you they have a lot of respect for him. They think he's the best back in the room. Been told that a lot of times. Just some things are hindering him with learning the playbook and maybe some other things. But it's a good sign that he's been put on scholarship. He was out there a lot during the spring scrimmages, and he looked almost unstoppable at some points. He was my MVP of the spring by far. We're going to see a lot of Trayshawn Ward this upcoming season. I don't know how highly he's going to move up in that depth chart, but he's got some nasty skill. And, if you're working into the fourth quarter and you've got a fresh Ward that you can kind of throw in there that nobody has really seen a lot of film on, and you can utilize him, get ready. That's a guy I'm really got to be probably one of the top 3 most excited guys I'm looking out for. And he was just put on scholarship, and we got to see a little bit of him in a few games. Jayshawn Ward looked good,
Yeah.
So I'm interested to see how much he gets used, but that's a scary option when you've got 3 ahead of him that are going to be, your depth chart, and you can kind of throw him in to do some extra damage. So, yeah, keep an eye on Ward.
Yeah, Ward went for 44 yards against Arizona State in that Sun Bowl game, 10 carries in that one. And DJ Williams, to bring him up, and a bit forgotten by a lot of people, but again, 500, 600 yards rushing the last couple of years with 5 yards per carry and 5 touchdowns at Auburn against SEC defenses. So he definitely has been in big ball games.